I go to Erev Shabbos. This week's Parshas, Parshas Vaeira. Parshas Vaeira. We begin the Makos, the beginning of Klal Yisrael's redemption from Mitzrayim. And I heard an amazing vart this week that I wanted to share with a great lesson. We know that the pasuk says Hashem told Moshe, "Kachas matcha, take your stick and throw it before Parai, and it will turn into a snake." And Moshe Rabbeinu does this. He takes his stick, he throws it onto the ground in front of Parai. It turns into a snake, and then Moshe Rabbeinu reaches back to the snake, and he picks it back up in his hand, and it turns back into a stick. And this is, of course, to show the miracle that Moshe Rabbeinu is capable of performing in front of Parai. But I heard in the name of Ramosha Shapiro, the Goyin Ramosha Shapiro from Lublin, that he says an amazing thing. We know that people are affected by their environment, and if you're in a good environment, you're more likely to do good and be good. And if you're in a bad environment, you're more likely to do bad things. And his raya is from this story. Look what happened here. You have this stick. It wasn't just a stam stick. This was the Moshe Rabbeinu's stick, legendary stick that was to perform all the miracles of the Makos and Kriyas Yamsuf. I think the Medrash says that the Shem HaMefarish was written on this stick. So this was a majestic object, and as soon as it's put in front of Parai, it's kachas matra, and Moshe Rabbeinu takes the stick and throws it in front of Parai, and then it turns into a snake, something poisonous and evil. A snake is symbolism for evil, and that's what it turns into, this majestic object, like this Moshe Rabbeinu's legendary stick. Once it's in the wrong environment, once it's lifnei Parai, it's a snake, it's poisonous. But when Moshe Rabbeinu reaches down and picks up that snake and pulls it back to him, and it's in Moshe Rabbeinu's hands, then it turns back into this majestic stick that we know about, the famous mata that Moshe Rabbeinu uses. I thought that was an amazing vart, and a tremendous lesson for us to learn. We need to surround ourselves with good people in our lives. We need to surround ourselves to gain positively from positive people, not to be negative, not to be negatively influenced, not to be surrounded by people who don't do good. You need to surround yourself with good people so that will rub off on you. And let's all try to do that, to try to influence other people around us, and to try to be surrounded by other positive people. Have a good Shabbos.